Namaste, Jai Ma. Welcome to class. For today's class, you will need 2 blankets. If you have some blocks, and if you have perhaps a strap or a belt, you can use a towel. And also for the closing practice, if you have some kind of light shawl that you can put over you or something to put over your eyes for Shavasana and for meditation. So we're going to start the practice in Virasana. So if you would go ahead, please, and have your blanket. If you have one of the yoga blankets, right, usually it's like that. You just open it up one more time. You can place a block or 2 at the back of the blanket. Yeah. And if you don't have a blanket, that's fine. It's nice to sit on something because it starts to really lift through our spine. You're welcome to use 2 blocks. And then just bring your hands forward, lift your buttocks, and just kind of scooch the sit bones back. Okay, eventually we'll take mudra. So we'll take what's called prana mudra. So the peace fingers will extend out, it's very simple, and then the other pads of the fingertips will touch, and then you can just place your hands in your lap. Let your eyes close. And just begin to turn your awareness within. And as you become aware of the breath, become aware of the sacredness of your breath and of your body. Clearly, yoga is the practice of turning inwards. And as we turn inwards, we begin to realize that we are an infinite source of love. That there's no limit to how much you can share that inner love. And I read you a short passage from The Path of Fire and Light by Swami Rama. The ascending power of fire within you is the fire of love, the sharing of love with others in relationships, the love and caring for your family and your friends, and the love of your duties, without which you cannot survive. It requires the help of a descending power. That descending power is what you call grace. Open our practice with mantra. Mantra, that which protects the mind, that which expands the mind. So the mantra is to kind of hold or stabilize the prana. So the mantra is Om Gang Ganapataye Namah. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Om Gang Ganapataye Namaha. Allow the eyes to stay closed if you like. The tongue can rest on the upper palate, the roof of the mouth, and the breath is coming in and out of the nostrils. But anytime you get overheated, just breathe out your lips. So invite yourself here now to this practice. Enter the practice with a kind of bhakti-oriented mood, let's say, is entering the practice with love and devotion. I could say perhaps that the goal of practice is to be able to see myself in everyone and everyone in me. Slowly release your hand mudra. Turn the palms to face downwards and just pause. Just invite the pause. Make no effort to try and stop the mind from thinking. Keep returning back to the breath as like the most sacred guest in your home. Return back home through your breath. Take your time. You'll go ahead and bring your hands out to the side. You can have your fingertips placing down if you like, or if you prefer, you can turn the palms to face upwards so the shoulders roll open. And as you start to inhale your breath, begin to sweep the arms up and over your head. And as you're exhaling your breath, just gently bringing your arms wide. Your fingertips can touch down. As you inhale, the arms go up and over your head. And as you exhale, the arms go wide, just taking up space. Just enjoying the simplicity of the practice. Rising on the inhale, reaching up, and then slowly releasing the arms down as you exhale your breath. Take our time, bring the hands back to the lap or to the thighs. Start to slide them forward, and then you'll come through to all fours, and then you just scooch your props out of the way. So if you want to have your blocks nearby, you can bring them towards the front of the mat so you have, they're easy to access. Okay. If your knees are a little sensitive, you can always open up the blanket or their towel, whatever you have, and just pad the knees. Okay, so we'll start by spreading the fingers wide apart. And if you have, a regular size yoga mat, maybe your pinky fingers go to the edge of the mat. If you have one of those really wide mats, then, don't go that wide. So the tops of the feet are on the floor. Start to settle the belly down, lift the sit bones, arch your back, open your throat, and then you'll round your back and come into child's pose, Balasana. And then again, just pause. Just welcome the pause. Imagine that which is animating your breath is grace or Shakti, a creative energy that's potent and vibratory, creative. And then we'll bring ourselves back up, lifting the buttocks, again, arching the back, opening your throat, and then we'll curl the toes, lift the knees, and slowly press back. can walk your feet around, you can move your hips side to side, or relax the head. And just settling into your first Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Just connecting to whatever sensation you feel without judgment. Feel the sweet, gentle flow of the breath through your nostrils. And then when you feel ready, you'll go ahead and begin to walk your hands back towards your feet. So you'll arrive all the way at the back of the mat, and then just have your knees bent. Maybe let your arms just hang, your head completely relax. Okay, if you're feeling perhaps a little unstable, maybe physically, maybe emotionally, maybe offering to yourself this mantra, Gam. It's a bija mantra. Ganesha is the force of Shakti, or the deity that's celebrated to not only remove obstacles, but to give the kind of courage to take the next step, to move forward. So ground yourself in your feet, in your breath, perhaps in the mantra. Sweep the arms wide, rise all the way up to standing, gently arch back, and then bring your hands together at the heart. Slightly bow the chin. And as we inhale, we'll take our arms wide, lift your heels up, lift your breastbone up. Keep breathing. On your next exhale breath, lower the heels down and gradually bring the hands back to the heart. As you inhale, split the arms wide, lift your heels up, lift your breastbone up. Now keep breathing. Please don't hold the breath. And on your exhale breath, lower the heels, lower the hands back. Okay, so 3 more times. Rising on the inhale, and now we'll just come down on the exhale, lowering the heels. Invite yourself again and again to the practice. Yes, there'll be thoughts. Yes, there'll be desires. Just keep arriving back. Now this last one, we're going to hold it so your heels are up. Your arms are wide, your palms can face upwards. And then bring the arms up by your ears, start to lower the heels, sink the buttocks, come all the way through Utkatasana into your forward bend. Uttanasana. Release the weight of your head, and then walk your feet wide, turn your toes out, and then just drop the buttocks down for Malasana. So please remember, if your Achilles tendons are tight, you can place a blanket under your heels. You can even sit on the blocks. So Malasana, or variation of. Your elbows are inside your knees. Okay, open your throat and then gently bow the chin. It's very helpful, very sweet, very easy to take the mudra of the tongue, just resting it up. And it helps to draw the awareness upwards to this sattvic space. Okay, when you're ready, we'll bring our hands down to the earth and then just start to crawl your hands forward. Take your time. And then once you come forward, just check your hands. Maybe the index fingers straight ahead. Clearly the fingers are spread wide. Curling the toes under. Again, lifting the buttocks, the chin, open the throat. And then lifting your knees, pressing yourself back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, and then just feel the softness of the pose. So maybe you unlock your elbows. Maybe you bend your knees. So the underside of the arms, right, where the armpits are, we don't really want to sag them towards the ground. So increase lightness, and imagine you have two big balloons under your armpits. That's so light. Elbows are light. Sit bones are light. Okay, and then we'll just come forward into plank pose. And then here, of course, you can drop your knees to the ground, lift your chin, and then bend your elbows close to the body as you come down. Ashtanga Namaskar. And then uncurl your toes. Okay, lift one leg at a time just to lengthen your leg bones. Bring your hands wide. Maybe you come on to your fingertips and then roll the shoulders back, curling up, Bhujangasana. And then releasing it down, bringing your forehead to the mat. Again, inhale as you rise up, Bhujangasana, and exhaling as you lower down. And now just enjoy at least 3 more times, keeping your knees anchored, keeping your breath light, slow, and deep. From here, we'll come all the way down. We'll turn our head to one side and then bring your arms behind you. You can either interlace your fingers or you can just have the backs of your palms rest on your sacrum and the elbows can be bent and then they would stay bent. If your hands are interlaced, then straighten your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and just lift up off the floor what you feel comfortable. You don't have to lift the legs. If that puts a lot of pressure on the pubic bone, then just lift the chest. Settle your knees if the knees are down. Settle your pubic bone. And then eventually, just release it down. Bring your forehead down. You'll bring your hands forward so your wrist is basically under your elbow, maybe a little farther forward. Lift your shoulders up, lift your head up, curl your toes. So important transition. Yes, try not to let the shoulders and head drop. Just look up. You can even engage the root lock. Press to your knees, lift the sit bones up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay. And then we'll just take our time. We're going to start with the left foot forward. So you can walk your right foot in a little bit, settle the heel down, and then bring that left leg up. Okay, soften the elbows, reaching up. And then when you're ready, take your eyes forward, lift your right heel, step the left foot all the way through. Okay, if you have a block, you can bring it to the outside of your left foot, and you're going to root the outer edge of your right foot down. So basically, if you look at your alignment, you have something like heel to arch. Your right toes are just slightly turned in. And then press down into that left hand. Bring your right arm up and inhale. Rise up. Virabhadrasana 2. Okay, we'll bring our hands to the waist. And then these left fingers, the index and thumb, are right into the crease of that left thigh, and just start to sink the thigh down. Now your back leg, your right thigh, you don't want it to pop forward. So stick the buttocks back a little bit, and you'll feel like your thigh bone moves back towards the hamstring. And then lift the toes and just kind of settle the hands down, just like Qigong, right? Like you're moving the prana down. And then when you feel ready, turn the palms up. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Turn the palms down. Exhale as you sink. Virabhadrasana 2. Now inhale, straighten your front leg. Reach the arms up. Bend that front knee Arms go wide, Virabhadrasana 2. Just one more time. Press into your left heel to rise up, and then sinking into the asana. Okay, keep pressing your buttocks back so your right thigh bone moves back towards the hamstring. Lift the toes so you're not gripping, and then extend out through the breastbone. One of the mantras of the heart is Om. Om. Place that mantra, the mantra of the Purusha, the mantra of Shiva, Om, in the heart. Okay, please take your time. Start to pinwheel the hands down towards the earth. Make sure you spin onto the ball of your back foot. Okay, you can move your block out to the side, root your palms, step yourself back. Okay, widen your stance perhaps. Maybe you would like to experiment having your feet just as wide as your mat. Pressing into your hands. And then there's a part of you just allows for the pose to open. Okay, we'll take our time. Walk your left foot more towards the middle of your mat, please. And as you inhale, lift your right leg up. Take your eyes forward. Step the right foot all the way through. Okay, if you have a block, bring it over to your right ankle bone. Root the outer edge of your back foot. Okay, now the right hand is on the block, perhaps, for some of you. And then start to reach your left arm up. And then draw yourself up, Virabhadrasana 2. Okay, so again, your hands can come onto your waist, and your right index and thumb are in the crease of that thigh, and this is where you're sinking down into, not the knee, right? You can even kind of nudge that knee open while maintaining the root of the right big toe mound. And then this back left thigh, it loves to kind of pop forward, so you just move the thigh back by moving the buttocks back. And then you'll see your pants will kind of crinkle up more. Okay? And then when you feel ready, just kind of pause. Think about moving the prana down. And then as you inhale, take the arms up. The palms can face up if you like. Okay? And then with your next inhale breath, reach the arms up, straighten your front leg. As you're exhaling, sink from that front thigh, palms go parallel, arms are parallel. As you inhale, press into your right heel. As you straighten the leg, reach the arms up, and then slowly sinking into your Virabhadrasana 2. And just one more time, pressing down to rise up, exhaling as you sink. And just pause here. You can have your palms face up or down, your thighs pressing back on your back leg, and then just offering Om. Slowly pinwheel our hands down to the ground. Make sure you come onto the ball of your back foot. You can take your block out to the side, root your palms. We'll step back again. And again, you're welcome to take a wider downward facing dog or mountain pose. Think again about two big balloons, right under your armpits. And if you sag your armpits, you're going to pop those balloons. So keep that lightness. Almost feels like your arms are moving forward more towards your fingers. Okay, and then we'll bring our feet, if you made them wider, a little bit closer together, please. Okay, pause here. And then we'll go ahead, walk the hands back towards the feet again.
Okay, and then just put a little micro bend in your knees. So right under the knee, we call it the top of the shin, is in line with the center of the ankle. So you don't want the top of the shin behind the ankle because then you start bulging out the backs of your knees and overstretching things you don't want to overstretch. Now, either let your arms just completely hang and let the back round. If you're trembling at all, of course you can place a bend in your knees. Think about pressing the feet down and wide. Careful if you have any hamstring issues. Don't lift the sit bones then. Be very conservative. And then start to take the gaze forward. Sweep the arms wide. Come all the way up to standing. Okay, now pause here. With your right hand or fingers, you'll grab a hold of the left wrist. Okay, the tailbone is anchoring down. The thighs are pressing back. And then just reach up. And it doesn't require much to feel this stretch here. So just lean to the right. And of course, you can press your head into your left arm or your ear into your left arm. And then just resettle back down into your feet. Imagine that inhale breath, right, is moving down into your feet. The exhale is going deeper into the earth. And then you draw that stidham, that steadiness from the core of the earth, bring it up and exhale. You relax. Okay, use your inhale breath eventually to come back up. Just pause. Grab the opposite wrist. Okay, settle the tailbone down. Ground the feet, reach up, and then lean over to the left. Pressing your right ear maybe into your right arm. Settling down a little more into your left foot. And again, to increase stability, feel the breath descending on the inhale. Continue to descend on the exhale. And then ascend from the core of the earth back up through the entire body. And then you relax into that side bend. And then you'll rise all the way up as you're ready. Bring your hands to your waist. So you can have your fingers pointing upwards if you like, if that's okay for your body. Take your shoulders back and then just bow the chin. Okay, let your hips come forward. Press your thighs back. Push the buttocks down as you lift the chest. Gently open the throat. And then we'll bow forward with bent knees, folding forward, releasing the hands, releasing your head. Okay, we're going to widen the stance again. Turn the toes out. We'll come back into Malasana, the squat. So again, you can always stand on the blanket, right? Or place the block under your buttocks. Okay, beautiful asana. Opening through the hips and increasing the kind of grounding or stabilizing energy we call Appanavayu, the grounding wind. Link the mind to the breath. It does not have to be strong Ujjayi breath. It can be actually quite light, slow, and deep. Okay, from here we'll bring our hands down to the earth and just acknowledge Ma, the Mother Earth. And then start to walk your fingertips forward, coming on to all fours. Okay, we're going to press ourselves back again. But remember, lift your buttocks and then lift from your sit bones as you press back. Okay, please take your time. You can walk your right foot more to the center of the mat if you like, and then lift your left leg up again. Okay, lift it as high as it feels comfortable. And then take the eyes forward, step that left foot all the way through. Remember, if it gets stuck, just grab your ankle. You have a block perhaps, bring it to the outside of your ankle bone, any height. I actually like the highest height. And then ground the outer edge of your right foot. So once again, my friends, you're lining up your front heel with your back arch. And the same kind of approach we came up. So you push down through your left hand, obviously your feet, rise all the way up, Virabhadrasana 2, and then straighten your front leg, reach your arms up by your ears, okay? Let the shoulders just relax. Let your mind settle into your feet. Increase the power of stability. And then you can open so wide without depleting yourself. Take your arms wide. Remember the mantra of the heart. Om. Shift the hips back, coming into Trikonasana. So I'm suggesting the hand on the block. Please, do whatever you'd like. That top arm goes up. And then you just settle back into the steadiness of the pose, really more than anything. You can take your eyes towards your navel, helps draw your ribs down. And then if you just enjoy it, feels lovely for you, and take that top arm over the ear. If you like, we can move dynamically here with your arm and your head. So as you inhale, move your arm across the horizon. Just look down towards your left big toe. As you exhale, bring the arm back exactly the same way. Arm goes over the ear. As you inhale your breath, your arm sweeps across the horizon, looking down. As you exhale, bring the arm over the ear, turning the gaze up. And just enjoy. If you would rather hold the pose, please be my guest. Okay, and then last time here, the arm will go over the ear. If that's comfortable for you, then hold it. Your chin can move towards your breastbone. You're pressing through your feet and then relaxing into the feet. If that's stressful for your shoulder, just take the arm up and maybe even simply look down. Invite again either that mantra out loud or silently, resonating from the cave in the heart. We'll bend our front knee. Please look down. Bring your hands to frame the front foot. Take the block, if you have one, out to the side. Okay, we'll step ourselves back. Let the knees come down to the ground. And please come into child's pose, Balasana. The hairline resting on the mat. The chin is towards the throat. Imagine the spine. Visualize the spine like a sacred stream. The stream that's indicated in the central channel is the Sarasvati River. Sarasvati is the Devi of Vak Shakti, speech. Inhale, awareness to the base of the spine. Exhale, the breath rises up the spine. Inhale as the breath descends. Exhale, the breath ascends. Feel just the grace of the breath as it descends to the root, the mula, and ascends to the crown, Sahasrara. Om. also means yes. Yes to seeing my true nature. Yes to freedom in the world. And then when you feel ready, please bring yourself back up. Okay, your knees can come back to about the width of your hips. We'll curl our toes again. Lift the buttocks, lift the chin, lift the knees, and press back. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Okay, please take your time. You can always walk your left foot in a little bit. Reach your right leg up. Keep pressing the palms into the ground, taking the eyes forward and then stepping that right foot all the way through. Okay, place your block to the outside of the ankle bone. Your right hand is on the block. Root the outer edge of your left foot. Okay, and then just pause. When you feel ready, when you feel steady, then slowly push into that right foot and hand and bring yourself up, Virabhadrasana 2. And then just settle into your feet. As you inhale, straighten that front leg. Reach your arms up. Exhale, shift the hips back, Trikonasana. The hand goes right under the shoulder. Okay, the wrist, the top arm can come up. Remember, you can gaze towards your navel. Just helps draw the ribs in. The back thigh moves back, sticking the buttocks back a little bit. And of course, you're welcome to stay or reach that top arm over the ear. Settle into stability first, and then perhaps as you inhale, move the arm across the horizon. Look down towards your right big toe. Exhaling, the arm goes over the ear, turning the torso towards the ceiling. And then just continue. Take your time. As you exhale, the arm over the head, perhaps adding the Om mantra, one of the mantras to the heart. And then perhaps holding it here, maybe the arm stays over the ear, maybe that's too strenuous. Then just have the arm up. Om. Om is also the mantra denoting Ishvara, the cosmic Lord. Take your time, turn the gaze down, bend that front knee. Please come onto the ball of your back foot. Okay, and then when you're ready, root the palms, step yourself back again into the Adho Mukha Svanasana, light under the armpits, right? Be gentle with your body. It's a kind of maybe translation of ahimsa. Yes, it means nonviolence. It also can mean being gentle. Let your knees come down to the ground and then just pause here. Okay, we'll take a variation of Vashisthasana. Okay, so if you could please curl your left toes under and then extend your left foot out like a little kickstand. Your left wrist can be in front of your left shoulder and your right leg will come out just like Warrior 2 back leg. Okay, and then start to turn your torso towards the ceiling, taking perhaps that right arm up. And then if you'd like, bring that arm over the ear. You can just let it hang. You can just let your head hang. Keep pressing to the four corners of your palms. And if you just enjoy it, then fine. Go ahead. Lift your left knee, cross your left ankle around your right. Vashisthasana. Okay, if your leg came up, just bring your knee back down and then slowly release out of the pose. Just pause in your tabletop. Okay, and then of course we'll go to the other side. So take your right toes out like a little kickstand. Left leg goes straight. Your right wrist can come in front of your right shoulder. Okay, and then when you feel ready, bring that left arm up. Okay, try not to lock that bottom elbow. And then perhaps bringing that top arm over the ear. The tongue on the roof of the mouth. The awareness just moving up. At any time you feel the desire to lift your right leg, go for it. Bring your ankle over the left, lifting your hips. Vashisthasana. Okay, gently bring the knee, the hand down. Okay, we're going to take Virasana. So remember, if you would like, you can take the block, right, and bring it between your feet, the widthwise. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and just pause here. Let your hands either rest in your lap or the palms can face downwards. And now just give your full attention to your breath. The grace of the breath, the ease of the breath. There's nowhere to go. Arrive again and again back to the breath and let the breath alone lead you deeper into the cave of the heart. Okay, just take your time. Your palms will face down if they're not. And then we'll bring ourselves all the way up. Okay, so we'll try and practice Ustrasana. Yeah, camel pose. Not really very easy asana, so you just take your time. You can continue to have the block there between your feet, or you can take a block on either side of your ankles. I really like this variation. I like to feel light, yes, so that prop of the block helps increase that lightness. Yeah, so you can curl your toes under if you like. Okay, so we'll all start, please, with the hands on the waist. So maybe your thumbs touch behind you, your elbows draw towards one another, and just begin to lift. Right, just begin to lift behind the breastbone. And let your hips come forward. Compress your thighs back a little bit. It's very subtle. And then you're like, yeah, I feel good. I want to bring my hands to the blocks. Then great. And then just push the hands down into the blocks. You can even go lighter. Come onto your fingertips. And you could even use a chair if you wanted to behind you. Okay? But really lift, focus on the ascending energy. Okay, some people enjoy letting their head drop. That doesn't feel good for me, so I won't do that. The tongue on the roof of the mouth. Om. Okay, be very gentle when you come out, please. Lift your breastbone. Okay, we're going to bring our hands forward Toes are already curled under. Press yourself back. Walk your feet wider, so you're in that wide-legged Adho Mukha Svanasana. Remember those balloons under your armpits. Try not to pop the balloons. Okay. And just another breath. Okay, we're going to go ahead, walk the hands back towards the feet. Okay, bring the feet maybe a little bit closer together. You can take your blocks out to the side of your mat. Okay, let your head relax. And then we'll take Parangushtasana. So you'll make your peace mudra. Please hook the inside of your big toes. The thumb goes on the front of the big toe. And now press to the outer edges of your feet, straightening your arms, lifting your gaze, opening your throat, and then eventually bowing forward, elbows wide. Release the weight of your head. Inhale, straightening the arms, lifting the chin. Exhaling as you bow forward. Okay, enjoy the movement, fully present, fully aware of each and every breath. Don't miss a single breath. And then we're going to hold the asana halfway. So the arms will be straight. It's okay if your knees are bent. Start to take your eyes towards the front of your mat. Draw the belly up a bit. And then stay like this, pulling away from your legs, but let the chin move slightly in. Feel the back of your head light like a buoy. The tongue on the roof of the mouth. The mantra, Om, filling the cave of the heart. Om. And then releasing your big toes, releasing your head. Okay, you're going to go ahead, bend your knees, walk your hands forward, and then we'll come down onto our knees. All right, so we're going to go ahead and come onto our backs, please. So you can cross your ankles behind you and come onto your back. Yeah? Okay, so we'll start with bridge pose. Make sure that there's nothing behind you that would interfere with your arms going over your head. Okay, have your block nearby, and then you'll come onto your back. Okay, and then once you come onto your back, maybe go ahead, interlace your hands behind your head to support your head, and just look and see that your thighs are parallel. Check your feet, see that they're parallel. Okay, and then when your arms come down, it really doesn't matter if you can touch your heels. You just want the ankle under the knee, right? So if I have short arms, which I don't, but if I did, and I'm trying to touch my heels, I would end up bringing my heels too close to my buttocks, and then when I push up, my knees are ahead of my ankles. Well, for this pose, I'm not going to look for that. I just want the ankle under the knee, okay? The palms face down. Now just relax your shoulders. Start with effortlessness. Stay near to your breath. Remember, the breath acts as the rope. Hold on to that rope as you lower yourself down into the cave of the heart. Settle your feet. You're not in a rush. Lift your hips up, your arms up over your head, your chin towards your throat. And as you're exhaling your breath, lowering all the way down, chin away from the throat. Pressing down as you rise up, lifting the hips, and then slowly coming down, chin away from the throat. Just 3 more times. Now, once you come down, find your block. If you're on your menstrual cycle, it would be best if you could please come to the wall and have your legs up the wall and your torso on the ground. So please just come to the wall. Or if you're just tired or you have any kind of, pain in the upper neck area, then please rest, right? So just come to the wall, your legs go up the wall, your buttocks close to the wall. Otherwise, you'll take your block. I have a bamboo block, so it's pretty steady. So it's up to your block, right? How you're going to put it under your sacrum. So I'm going to put it on the second highest height. Feels very nice. It's right on my sacrum, so the fat on my buttocks is hanging off the block. It's not on the lumbar, please. That would be very uncomfortable. Okay, and then you just walk your shoulders in. Look to see that your legs are still parallel. Your arms can be by your side. You can turn your palms up. And you can stay just like this. Such a wonderful, kind of restorative-like back bend. If you want to invert the legs, you just need to do one thing first, and that would be to slightly lift the block, like not even an inch, closer to your head. So if you were to stay like this with your feet on the ground, it would be slightly awkward. But some of you are not going to be. Some of you might lift your legs up. So it kind of brings weight forward. That's why we bring the block forward. And then your thighs are moving away from your head. Your arms are by your side, your palms up, your shoulder blades in. Okay, now just pause here. The tongue again on the roof of the mouth. Feel the coming and the going of your breath. Become sensitive to the breath or to any thoughts. View the thoughts just like you're viewing the breath, without judgment. If your hip flexors are feeling tight, you can always bend your knees and release that tension in the top of the thigh. If your legs are up, please bend your knees. You can bring them in towards your stomach a little bit and root your sit bones down. And then please bring your feet one at a time back to the earth. Think of the transition out as just as important as the transition in. And then eventually you'll have to lift your buttocks, please, off of your block. Remove your block, come all the way down. Okay, there's no rush. If you happen to be at the wall, eventually draw your knees to your chest. Eventually rock to one side. Again, just take your time. I mean, what's the rush? There is none. Okay, once you come out of the pose, if you could go ahead, please, and take your left ankle and bring it on top of the right knee. Okay, if your neck's a little tense, you can always put a blanket under your head, okay? And if you're just sensitive to light, a lot of Pitta constitutional types will be sensitive to light, so just put the shawl or whatever you have over your eyes. And then if it's comfortable, pick up your right foot, take your left hand, bring it under the left shin, and then grab anywhere on your right leg, the shin, the hamstring. The chin can move down comfortably. If not, please use a blanket under your head. And then maybe you have this desire to move side to side. Well, then you should do that. Feel the ingoing breath, the outgoing breath. Maybe that silent remembrance of the mantra, Om. If you have a kind of advanced asana practice, you may want to take the next stage, and that's fine. You would just release your hands, hold your left foot, bring your right foot to the ground, bring your left flexed foot into the crease of the right elbow. Try and keep the foot flexed. Wrap your left arm around the outside of your left leg. And the hard part is getting that sacrum down. Some of you may be very flexible. You can extend the leg out, your right leg, that's fine. You can even push your left foot over to the right. But if you're grinding your vertebral column on the ground, maybe not quite ready for that variation, then just bring yourself back into the first stage, holding the shin, pressing the sacrum down. And just stay in the pose. Feel the grace of the breath. And then we'll start to gently bring ourselves out of whatever variation you were in. Release your left foot down to the ground. Please just pause. Om. Or the full name mantra. Om Namah Shivaya. Please take your time. Bring your right ankle over your left knee or thigh. Your right foot is active. Maybe you're using a shawl or something for your eyes. Just keep it there. Lift your left foot up. Your right arm goes under your right calf, interlacing your fingers around your left shin or hamstring. Your chin is towards the throat, pressing the sacrum down. And then maybe it feels sweet for you to move a little side to side. Maybe stillness feels more sweet. The whole time, staying close to the breath, light, slow, and deep. At any time you want to take that second variation, just go ahead and release your fingers. Bring your right foot, the flexed foot, into the crease of the left elbow. Wrap your right arm around the outside of that right leg, and you can hug it into the chest. You can even press your right foot over to the left. But again, you want the buttocks down, your sacrum down. So this makes the pose very challenging. It's like a reclined pigeon pose. So really try to root that sacrum. And if you just can't, well, then just let go of that variation and come back to the other one. Which variation keeps you closer to your breath? Which variation presents more ease, more sukham? Then why not do that? Be patient with your body. If you love the body, it just might love you back. Please take your time. Bring yourself out of whatever variation you're in. Let both feet come down. Pause. Your hands can rest on your belly if you like, on your breast. Just trust the pause. And then bring your left arm over your head. Roll through your left side. Now use your right hand, please, for support. Press down through the right hand as you rise all the way up. Okay. Good. And then you'll take a hold of your blanket. I'm going to sit on the very edge of the blanket. If you happen to have a strap, you can have that nearby in case you'd like to use that. So your right leg will be extended out and your left knee is bent. Okay? So a lot of this depends on the length of your arm. So if you have a long arm, you can maybe hook your right big toe. Maybe your elbow can go inside the knee. That's going to make it a little more intense. Something you can also do is just bend the knee so that the elbow is inside the knee. Okay, if that's not an option for you, then just grab a hold of your belt. Lengthen your arm by holding the belt, right? Easy. And then use your left hand press your left thigh down. Lean back a bit. Okay? And then just let the head drop and then move it around. So it's not like a formal movement. Just feeling into the neck. And you can just do this the whole time. Or if you prefer, bring your left arm up and over the ear. If you have a belt, you can bring one part of the belt into the left hand and your elbows can bend wide. If you're like that doesn't feel good, then please don't do that. Some of you, like me, just have a very long arm, right? So maybe you can hold the outer edge of your right foot without collapsing your chest down. That's the hard part. And then maybe your right arm kind of lean forward a little bit, goes inside the leg, and you can use your right hand to kind of just gently, right? Remember ahimsa, just gently press the thigh down. Okay, you don't have to go this far. Just enjoy the side stretch. Parivrita, Janu Shirshasana. Maybe you're in the first stage, just moving your head and neck. Okay, I need you to prepare yourself first to come up. So never whip yourself out of the pose. Okay, take your time. Rise all the way up. Bring one hand to each knee. Just pause. Maybe close your eyes. Om Namah Shivaya. With maximum ease, please go ahead, and if you're using the strap, just bring it with you as you extend your left leg out. Your right knee is bent. Okay? So clearly, if you use the strap on one side, use it on the other side. Some of you might be holding the foot. You can hold the inner arch. You can hold the outer edge, whatever feels comfortable. You can just hold the big toe and have your knee bent, remember. So whatever feels appropriate. I'll hold the belt. And then your right hand is going to rest on your right leg. Maybe you get that left elbow inside the knee just to help you turn your torso. And then let's just move the neck first and the head anyway. Feels so good just to move your head and stretch your throat. And you can stay here the whole time, or bring your right arm up, turn the torso, and bring it over the ear maybe, maybe not. Maybe you grab the strap with that right hand as well. Bend your elbows wide. You don't have to stiffen the neck, right? So you can keep moving the head, or just find a place that feels comfortable and you're not getting all, rigid in the neck. I mean, really, does the pose have to look exact certain way? No, it doesn't. So enjoy it. Cultivate loving devotion to your practice. Om Namah Shivaya.
prepare yourself first to come up, then come up. No rush. Press down, rise up. Bring one hand to each knee and just pause. Yoga, moment by moment awareness. Okay, we'll go ahead, please, and bring the soles of the feet together. So your heels can come close to the groin or further away. I'm kind of midway. Please do what you like. If you feel that the blocks can be of an assistance to you, you can always put your blocks on your feet. Okay, and then you can come forward. Okay, if you have a longer torso or your heels are very close to your groin, you can put the blocks in front of you, something like this, and rest your forehead here. So yes, you're rounding the back, it's not flat, but you don't really want to look like a turtle. So focus on grounding the sit bones and extending the length of your spine. Again, you don't have to get rigid. You can feel that beautiful pulsation of the breath. You know, walking your hands forward maybe moving side to side. There'll be a time where you spontaneously want to or desire to be still. So no need to force that stillness. It will come. Remember, don't miss a single breath. Okay, prepare yourself to rise all the way back up. Bring your hands behind you. Your fingers face away from your buttocks. Lift the breastbone. And then we'll come into our almost last asana. So please extend your legs out. Again, you can sit on the edge of your blanket. Okay, I really enjoy placing a block between my calves. It's just a way to really hug in and to not lose the strength of the legs. I also happen to have very long arms, so I also like to bring a block in front of my feet. Yeah, but it depends on your body, okay? You can pull the flesh away from the sit bones a little bit, be conservative if you have any kind of tear. If you do have any kind of hamstring issues, please bend your knees, or really just skip this pose, to be quite honest, okay? The arms will come up, maybe you're holding a block. Please remember, your knees can bend, and then just reach out of the waist and coming forward. Okay, your hands land wherever they do. Your chin can come towards your throat. And then maybe your forehead just might rest on the block, but that should happen just on its own. Please don't force the face into your legs. Feel the back of the body light. The front of the body is heavy. With each inhalation, you're elongating the spine. With each exhalation, you relax a little bit deeper.
The breath is the rope. Let it take you in. The final destination is the heart. Hridayam. Just a little bit longer. The breath a little bit slower. Remember your breath. You just prepare yourself to slowly come out. Rise from the back of your head. Slide your hands up the mat. And please just pause. Dandasana. Bring our hands behind us. The fingers face away from the buttocks. Lift your breastbones. Squeeze your shoulder blades. Just a little counter pose. And then we'll prepare for Shavasana. So it's important that you feel safe, completely comfortable. Some people just can lie flat and need nothing. That's lovely. Some people, like myself, need padding for the head. So you're welcome to put a blanket under your head. I also find it's very comforting to put a blanket over my whole body and make sure that the feet are covered. Now again, this is mostly for Vata dosha. And then with your blanket, you can fold it under, the one under your head, and make like a little airplane pillow. And then of course, the cherry on top is the blanket or whatever you have, shawl over your eyes. And you can kind of, mold the cloth around your ears so that you go into a kind of pratyahara type state, sense withdrawal state. Gosh, you could even use an ace bandage if you had one and put one over your head. It's a technique. And then you can tuck the blanket into the sides of your legs so that maybe your feet don't flop open and it feels maybe better on your low back. Okay, so clearly you come to the variation that's appropriate for you. Just stay in the pose. Please, the eyes obviously are closed. And just become aware of your body. Awareness of your body lying on the floor. Become aware of the body lying on the floor, completely still and motionless. And become aware of the space between your brow. Become aware of that space. And visualize the breath moving from that space between the brow back towards the back of your head and down the length of your spine. As you're exhaling your breath, it effortlessly rises up the spine to the back of the head and forward again to the space between the brow. The breath is effortless. Visualize the breath like a golden light moving from that space between the brow back to the back of your head, shimmering down the length of your spine and rising back up, taking with it a golden trail of light and back forward to the space between your brow. Visualize this, the breath as golden shimmering light moving back to the back of the head, down the sacred spine, rising back up and forward again at the space between the brow. Visualize the breath as shimmering, golden, luminous light. Let it now happen effortlessly. Just watch. It's happening on its own. Imagine all of those sparkles of golden light, each one of them vibrating with Om. Thousands and thousands of tiny particles of shimmering golden light now in your spine, vibrating with Om. Om. Take your time. Take your time and just slowly come back to your body. Slowly come back to your senses, hearing. What do you hear around you? Please begin to move the body. Move slowly. Move gently. Ease your way out of Shavasana. Be so careful, so gentle. When you're ready, you'll just rock to one side and slowly come up. find a seat. And we'll close with this teaching that I'm sure you've heard many times. This chapter from the path of fire and light is called the philosophy of life. The sun, the moon, the stars, and all the lights that you can imagine in the entire external world are but fragments of that one great light that is within you. It is the light of knowledge, the light of discrimination, the light of understanding, the light of life, the light of sharing and love, the light of being that you are. Thou art that. The light within is like a ripple in the vast ocean of bliss, that which we call Brahman, the absolute infinity, the highest. You yourself are that ripple. You are a wave. You should always have the confidence that the light of life really is within you. Thou art that. Aham. 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 Please stay as long as you like. Aham. I am. Namaste. Jai Ma. Hari Om.